What's good, YouTube? In today's video I got you with a movement guide. In this guide I'm going to break down everything starting from the basics, as well as go over my settings and explain why I choose to use them. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the guide. Alright, so first things first, we're going to go over button layout, and the button layout that I'm currently using is stick and move flipped. It's important to note that I also play claw, and I do believe that either stick and move flipped or bumper jumper attack is a very good option to use, especially if you play claw. These are the dead zones that I'm currently rocking. On the minimum on each stick, you want to go as low as you can without getting stick drift. And I think 4 is just my sweet spot. Personally, you're going to have to experiment with yourself a little bit to figure that out. As for the max on each stick, people like to go to like 90 or like 80 with the max, but I don't know. I just leave it at like default 99. The right stick max, this is a key thing to know. I put it to 90. I just feel like you're way more snappy with your aim. So yeah, I would put this to 90 or even 95, but I leave it at 90. And then triggers, they don't really matter. I just have them at 13. So yeah, this is the sense I'm currently rocking. I use 7.7. I know a lot of people tend to stick to 6.6. If you really want consistent aim, I wouldn't recommend going higher than 13. Another key thing you have to change is aim response curve. You definitely want to put this on dynamic. Aim assist type is weird. You could play Black Ops or a default. I tend to go back and forth almost daily. It really doesn't matter, but I would just not play precision and focusing. It just feels like you lose a lot of aim assist on these two. This is one of those things that you're just gonna have to see for yourself, whichever one you prefer. But for the most part, I'm on Black Ops. This is a big thing for all Warzone players. You're gonna want to put on automatic tactical sprint, so you don't have to just keep smashing your left stick. These next two settings are game changers. You guys are definitely gonna want to put these on. Slide/dive behavior, you want to put this on slide only. For slide maintain sprint, you have to make sure you have this off. Not only do you get no delay when you go to slide cancel, it also prevents you from accidentally dolphin diving all over the place. Another thing that I prefer, I turn off all the mantles, all the grounded mantles, automatic airborne mantle, automatic ground mantle hang. You just want to turn all of these off so you're not accidentally grabbing onto things or mantling over things when you're on the ground. Plunging underwater, you're going to want to turn this to free. I'm going to go over this a little later in the video. That should cover all the settings. Now let's get into some simple mechanics. Slide canceling is the #1 way to get around the map on Warzone. So you're definitely going to want to incorporate this into your gameplay. The way I slide cancel is circle and right stick in. And it's very easy for me to do this because I play claw. So my pointer finger just rests on circle and my thumb just rests on the right stick. So I just circle and right stick, circle and right stick. Next thing we're going to talk about is drop shotting. Not only is drop shotting very effective, but it also breaks aim assist. So say you know someone's around this corner, all you're going to want to do is just slide cancel and then hold your prone button. The one thing I will say that is a little iffy with drop shotting is you don't want to spam it, because in this game you can't jump out of your prone anymore. So if there's a lot of people coming at you and you're just prone, you're just a sitting duck. You kind of don't want to do that. You only want to really drop shot. You only want to drop shot if it's like 1 or max 2 people. If it's 3 or more, you're probably not going to get out of there alive. Next thing we're going to go over is snaking. Snaking is a mechanic to where you go into prone and then you just sprint out of it very fast. So as soon as you prone, you just sprint. Not only does this break aim assist as well, but you are incredibly hard to hit. In third person, it just looks like you're like permanently on the floor. They can't even hit you on this heady. And even though they nerfed it, it's still very, very good. And the fastest way to snake is as soon as you see your left hand touch the ground, you want to sprint out of it immediately. This is a little advanced, but you can also ADS while you're snaking. Always keep your gun ready. Next thing we're going to talk about is doors. Now, you might not think that there's a lot you could do with a door, but in Warzone, they could almost help you get out of a lot of situations. You can use doors as cover. You can use them to outplay your opponent. You can use them to do a lot of things. Say someone's chasing me, right? You just run through the door, close it. He bashes through the door, then you bash through it again and kill him. Another thing I love to do with doors is I would run through a door, close it, and prone to catch my enemy off guard. Not only when you run through a door will they expect you to be at like normal centering level, right? But they're not going to look at the ground. Next thing we're going to talk about is when should you slide into a gunfight versus when should you jump shot into a gunfight. In most situations, I would say it's very safe to almost always slide into a fight. But similar to jump shotting, when you jump the first time, you can't bunny hop in this game really. So it's kind of hard to get all that momentum back. But when you slide into a fight, you could just slide, drop one, and go back to cover. You could finesse a corner. So yeah, jump shotting is still very good, but I wouldn't recommend it again like drop shotting. If there's a lot of people, I would say do it if there's like 1 or 2. One thing I will say about jump challenge is if you're jump challenge and then you're going to be right behind cover afterwards like this, then it's fine. But I would not advise jump challenge in the open because like I said, you have to sprint for a second to get all your momentum back. So that plunging underwater setting that I was talking about that you want to turn to free, this is what it's going to do essentially. You're able to jump out of the water without having to mantle. And to do this, all you have to do is hit the jump button as soon as your operator gets to the surface. It works best when you're going like straight up. So you want to go all the way down like I'm doing. And then you want to like jump out of the water like that. If you're going like straight, it doesn't work as good because it's like momentum based. I think that just about covers everything, guys. Now all you want to do is just string everything together. If you learned anything from this guide, make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what you learned. It would also mean the world to me if you could leave a like on the video. If you did make it this far, I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.